Cyrus II, also informally referred to as Cyrus the Great, ruled from 559 to 530 BCE. When he came to Persian power in 559 BCE, Persia was a client state of the Empire of Medes. This means that Persia was either economically, politically, or militarily subordinate to Medes. During his 29 years of power, he managed to conquer Medes, as well as Babylonia, Lydia, and the Greek city-states of Asia Minor. This vast expansion of Persia brought wealth. Cyrus II then went ahead to use his wealth to create the royal city of Pasargadae. After dominating the Median Empire, Cyrus officially took on the title of King of Persia. Darius the Great ruled for 63 years, from 549 to 486 BCE. He is known for being the greatest Archimedean king to ever rule. This is due to the fact that Darius managed to continue and complete all of the works of kings past along with his own great feats. He held the empire together as one and went ahead to grow the borders in all directions. This being said, Darius created the biggest empire of his time. Even though these are the positives, there were of course the negatives. After much general unrest, 2 revolts were executed, 1 in Babylonia and 3 in Susanna. The Ionian Revolt lasted 6 years, which Athens supported. Being livid by their support, Darius planned an attack on Athens. His well-being, however, perished before he could execute this said attack.
Xerxes I ruled from 486 to 465 BCE. He is commonly and informally referred to as Xerxes the Great. He was the king of the Persian Archimedean Empire. His father being Darius the Great, Xerxes was expected to be a fantastic leader. After his father fell ill, Xerxes took on his father's plans to invade Greece once again. The attack was a failure, however, even though they managed to annihilate the Greek troops.
Let me guess. You must be Xerxes.
Come, Leonidas. Let us reason together. It would be a regrettable waste. It would be nothing short of madness were you, brave king, and your valiant...
The jobs/industries within the Archimedean Empire included farmers, merchants, craftsmen, and religious-based leaders such as priests. Some of the imports were slaves, such as the slaves that the agents of Egypt brought from Elam, and agriculture. Babylonia exported grain and woven clothing, which was in great demand in Elam. They managed to trade by land and sea. The 2 main crops that Persia produced in the Archimedean Empire were barley and wheat. Their domesticated animals during this time were horses, llamas, oxen, and camels. The Persians traded with China and Rome.
The social hierarchy in the Achaemenid Empire went as follows. On the top, there were the kings and the royal family. After that, priests, the aristocracy, the military personnel, merchants and traders, craftsmen, peasants, and finally on the bottom, slaves. The hierarchy stood rather strong, and it was rather hard to move out of your said social class. This being said, you would take on the social class of your parents, thus being born into your said class.
In some exhibition sites, Persian art has been uncovered. While this was not a main priority of the empire, there were artists that specialized in the field of making art. They were also interested in making pottery, and were known for making extremely intricate and detailed pots. The Persians are also thought to be one of the first weavers in existence. Religion in Persia was based off of the Egyptian gods. The main god, however, was Mazda. He works as a form of karma. He looks at your life and judges it to see if you spend it doing good or evil. Their buildings and architecture vary from city-state to city-state. This is believed to be because of climate, building materials, and social structure.
To seek insight on the matter of female rights within Persian society, one can reference the Zoroastrian texts such as the Avestra. Open quote, "Whoever, man or woman, does what thou, O Ora Mazda, knowest to be best in life, whoever does right for the sake of right, whoever in authority governs with the aid of good mind, I shall bring all these to join in songs to thy praise. Forth shall I with them cross the bridge of judgment." End quote. Women within Persia's social hierarchy are broken down into three different classes. They are Mutu, Uriti, and Duskus. Mutu were ordinary, everyday women. The Uriti were the women within the royal families that had not been married. The Duskuses were married women within the royal family. The Eastern text again shows the exact and total equality within Persia. Open quote, "May a good ruler, man or woman, reign in both the material and spiritual existences." End quote.
Greek historian, and every scribe shall have their eyes put out and their tongues cut from their mouths. Why, honoring the very name of Sparta or Leonidas will be punishable by death. The world will never know you existed at all.
The world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many. And before this battle was over, that even a god king can bleed.